Okay, so maybe the most surprising NBA thing since the Luka trade, I guess, outside of injuries or something else I'm forgetting about. The Grizzlies fired Taylor Jenkins with 9 games left as they are in the middle of this super tough Western Conference. We will see teams change coaches when they're bad at the end of the season or middle of the season, whatever, but very rarely when you're where the Grizzlies are. But here's the thing. Memphis has not been good for a minute now, and they've especially not been good versus above 500 teams for a while now. Their defense has slipped. It has been actually below average since the All-Star break. And I will say, in my Laker video that I just did, I made a quick blurb about their defense being very good. They're 10th in defensive rating for the season, but it has not been good lately. I should not have said that. And then also there's the whole thing about how they've moved away from pick and rolls at times this season with their new offense and how that isn't the best thing for Ja. Now, this is kind of murky, but from everything I've been able to piece together, basically, the offense the Grizzlies were running for a lot of the season was an attempt to be a combination of the guy who has now taken over. I believe it's pronounced Tuomas Isilo. If that's wrong, my bad, who is more open to pick and rolls. And then the assistant who is now also gone with Taylor Jenkins, but the offense was leaning way more towards the assistant who is now no longer here. Of course, a more pick and roll open offense caters to Ja, as well as Zach Edey more. And there's been a lot of high praise for Isilo's offense. They got to solve this defense that's going in the wrong direction, though. Ja's dealing with a hamstring right now. I'll get to his games played stuff in a little bit. But yeah, as far as some of their recent games, just to give you the picture of this, I mean, they've just had some disastrous stretches. Like against the Thunder, their last one, it's a tie game with about 6 minutes left. In about 3 minutes, you get them just unraveling. You get plays where like Jalen Wells and Vince Williams are trying to take on this tough OKC defense, or Jaren's trying to go one-on-one on Lou Dort, or Bane's running a screen, and then Cason Wallace is coming out of nowhere to strip him, and then on the other end it's iHeart or SGA in transition, and not all the Grizzlies are getting back. Or then you had the loss to the Clippers where it's a disastrous third quarter, some of it being Harden looking like vintage Rockets Harden, but also the Clippers switching, and especially Zoo's rim protection, they just couldn't do anything with it. I mean, Zoo, whether it was Edey or Jaren or Kennard or Pippen or Wells or Aldama, like all these guys are either missing at the rim around him or passing out of layup opportunities around him. And the Clippers switching before that was also stopping just some drives from the Grizzlies as well. They got unlucky on some rimmed out threes, but still felt like the exact type of stretch that they really needed Ja for. And the other end, I mean, it's transition, and again, Harden just cooking. The loss to the Cavs, where Ja did play in this one, I mean, Cleveland's already great. This was without Mitchell, but they can still win without Mitchell. That's not a surprise. But they also fouled the hell out of Cleveland. It's like it's going to be tough enough to beat them, and then you're already making it easier on them. I did get a kick out of DeAndre Hunter having a wide open three off of nothing. Max Strus just walked the ball up court. It was like 19 seconds on the shot clock. I think I've sold it enough. We won't talk about the Blazers game where they scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. Let's talk about Ja. So yeah, he just had a recent 6-game stretch that's maybe his best stretch of the whole season. But he currently has a hamstring. He's day-to-day right now. We'll see there. Yeah, he's just been in and out of the lineup all season. You know, he plays for 2 games, then he's out for 1 game. He plays, maybe you might get a 4-game stretch before he's out for 1. And when you're in the very difficult Western Conference, you really feel those games missed. And we are decently removed now from the times when they would be really, really good when Ja missed games. Like, they have not been as good with him not in the game this season. So, okay, I mean, now you see if this lights a fire under the team, pretty much. No one would have been shocked to see this in the offseason. I mean, it feels like every single Grizzlies take I've seen all year, from myself included, and this was before even acknowledging the slip in defense, was like, well, between, you know, credit to Jalen Wells, but also, like, this is your guy guarding best players in the playoffs. Zach Edey getting minutes where he's still susceptible to getting beat defensively out of the paint. And also, the last time we saw the Ja, Bane, and Jaren trio in the playoffs, I mean, I know the Dylan Brooks LeBron stuff ended up being the big thing of that series, but they just could not score enough and efficiently enough versus AD protecting the rim. I mean, they lost by 40 in that game 6 in LA, where Bane, Ja, and Jaren couldn't crack 16 points, and they all shot poorly from the field. You get what I'm saying. Yes, Jaren has gotten better offensively since that series. And I do remember there was one game in that series where Ja scored like 20 points in the fourth quarter, whatever the hell it was. Like, that was a flash of what it can be with him. Also, Brandon Clark is out again, so that does not help them. And then even after all that, like, I have fears about how often they foul, transition defense. I mean, the defense in general lately. They've also had a giving up offensive rebounds problem. So there you go. Basically, this front office said, well, something's not going right, and we can't make any roster changes right now, and also we don't want to acknowledge that the roster we've put together is not good enough. And admittingly, again, they've gotten bad breaks with injuries, especially last season, not just, you know, with Ja this year. But okay, what do? Yeah, let's get Taylor Jenkins out of here, and Let's see if this lights a fire under them. I mean, look, I think Jenkins has had a good tenure with the Grizzlies overall, and who knows what's next for this team after this, what moves they might make in the offseason, whatever, and also how this impending playoff thing is going to go for them. But, yeah, sometimes this happens. You have the guy who builds it all up, and then you have the guy who takes that thing to the next level. So that's what they're hoping on. They do have Jaren's extension coming up in a little bit. That'll be interesting. Ja and Bane are under contract for a while. Someone's going to offer Santi Aldama a contract as well this offseason. Anyway, that's it.